So this video is just some feedback from the Converting Fractions Diagnostic. There's only 3 questions in it actually. The rest of the questions were very well attempted, so not necessary to go over them. However, if you do want me to go over any other questions, remember you can post a wee message in the Teams and I can go over any other question that you feel is necessary. But these 3 questions were the questions as a class that weren't done very well. So hopefully after today it makes a wee bit more sense, or after watching this video. So this question here, what improper fraction is shown on the number line? So as you can see, what I've done is I've looked at how many sections are between 1 and 2 first of all. So starting from 1, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So between 1 and 2 there are 5 sections, which means every section is worth 1/5. And actually what we can see is that this arrow is pointing to the 1, 2, 3, 4th section after 1. Okay, so if we were to write that as a mixed number, that's 1 4/5. But reading the question, it's asked us what improper fraction is shown on the number line. So changing 1 4/5 to an improper fraction, remember if you do 1 times 5, you'll get 5, adding 4 will give me my 9/5. Okay, so the arrow is pointing to 9/5. Looking at the next question, cake is eating at a birthday party. Each cake is cut into 8 pieces and then 25 pieces are actually eaten. How many cakes must have been cut for these 25 pieces to have been eaten? So the first thing I've done is I've written the 25, because that's how many pieces have been eaten, and I've divided it by 8. So remember, an improper fraction, 25 over 8, is the same as saying 25 divided by 8. These two things are the same. Now if I were to write that as a mixed number, okay, 8 goes into 25 3 times, which is 24. 3 times 8 is 24, with 1 left over. And that's why I've got 3 1/8. But the question asked me how many cakes must have been cut. So originally, before cakes were cut, how many whole cakes did I have really? You couldn't have 3 1/8. For this 1/8 to have been eaten, that would have had to have been part of another whole cake. Therefore, 4 whole cakes would need to have been cut in order for 25 people to be able to eat a cake. Okay, because you couldn't go into a shop and ask for 1/8 of a cake. Of course, you would have to buy 1 whole cake. Okay, so that's why the answer was A. And the last question, Phoebe has 23 quarters of a ribbon, meters of a ribbon. She gives away 5 meters of the ribbon. How much ribbon does Phoebe have left? So the very first thing I've done here is I've taken the improper fraction which has been given to me in the question and I've written it as a mixed number, because straight away what I can see is 4 goes into 23 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20, so therefore I've got 3 left over. And very, very quickly I can see 5 3/4 is what she has. So if she gives away this whole 5 meters, all I'm left with is the 3/4. Okay, and that's why very quickly you can get to D. Okay, so she gives away 5 meters, so that's 5 whole meters, and that's why I converted it to a mixed number first, so that I could see how many whole meters I had before doing the subtraction.